Okay, finally after a nice long vacation getting back to videos. Technique is still the reverse triangle. I call it that because my legs are reversed, and today we're doing everything from the bottom position. So, and we're going to be doing something I like to do in training in general, which is kind of chaining different escapes and different techniques together. So, we're starting off with something I call an L guard. It's just basically like this. I've got his arm here, and my feet are on this side of his body, and I'm using my other arm to control this arm. Turn around. Okay, so my feet are here, and I've got his arm here. So I can use this to kind of control the pressure. So first thing I do is I bring this foot on the inside to his throat, kick them through, pull with the arm, lock up my triangle. From here, as before, bring the knee below the ear and lock it. Okay? And I just see that I'm running out of power. I need to plug this thing into the wall. Sorry for the quick break. I had to plug the phone in. Going over that again, like I said, in the L guard, okay? Turn around so that they can see. My legs are positioned like this. I call it the L because my legs are making an L shape, okay? So, and I keep my feet together, and this prevents him from being able to just kind of grab a leg and try to heel hook me or something. So if he tries to just grab this foot, I've got the other foot here, and I can control things. Okay? So, and you keep a hand on his tricep. This leg comes in front, around his head, pull him in, lock up, and choke. Okay? That's the first step in this chain. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be chaining sweeps and escapes together so that we can constantly work to getting our reverse triangle. So it's a methodology I like using in training a lot because it lets us practice everything but not without a context. So we always have this idea of working to a specific goal. So we're going to be taking that further now. Okay, now, this is what I meant before. We're still doing the exact same reverse triangle. Now we're adding a side control escape on top of it, okay? So, this is a kind of a sneaky side control escape. I'm not the only one who does this. I've even seen this in a Donnerhurch clip on YouTube. But I like to chain it to a reverse triangle. The thing I notice a lot with the side control is a lot of people are so focused on their cross face that they're barreling in with the shoulder and not thinking about this hand. And I can very often get like a sort of a V grip with my thumb and my fingers into this elbow and push it away, which I can then use to grab and get a knee in. From here I can get this elbow sunk in as well. And I've got this side control. It's not out, but it's a bit disturbed. He's not as tight as he would be normally. From here, I lift it up and hook in a foot on the other side. Important is my knee needs to be outside. I see a lot of people trying to do it like this. This doesn't help you. Yeah, exactly. He just rolls you over. So you want to get your foot pointing outside, but your knee pointing towards his hip. And from here, lift, and now I've got room to pull out my other foot and get it on this side of his head. And from here, I just point the toes and pull the wrist. And now I've got my reverse triangle again. He's already happy. He hates this. Kick it up and Yeah. Okay? We've been doing triangles for like about 3 months straight. Our necks are getting so sore. Okay, so again, and just to help things out, actually go back a sec. So go into the side control now. So, and here's where I'm already looking for this elbow. I'm not waiting for him to get a side control. I see it coming in, I immediately go for this elbow, put in the knee, and make some space. This space opens up this part of his hip. Now I can get my elbow in, lift up, put in the foot. Now I can post with this foot on the ground and lift him up high. That gives me plenty of room for my foot, point the toes, pull out the arm, and now I can lock up my triangle. Okay, so that's the reverse triangle with a side control escape chained onto it. Now we're going to take everything another step back, okay? That's the next part. Okay, a little bit of switching the roles at the end. So this is again, this idea of chaining techniques into techniques so that you get well-rounded in the amount of techniques in your training, but at the same time, everyone is always training. So now the opponent is going to a side control through a push sweep. So I don't like to just teach your opponent is in side control, but I like the dynamics of your opponent is actively doing something that's getting him into side control. So I'm pretty sure everyone has seen a push sweep who's watching this, but just in case you haven't, it's a pretty simple sweep on your knees. Okay? It's a pretty simple sweep. So it would normally be done from a closed guard position or a similar position like this where I have outside control. I just take his one arm and clamp it in here as a post, and with the other I get an underhook. The same arm that I'm clamping and taking the post away, I put my foot on his knee, pushed away, that's why the name push sweep, and with this hand, I just roll him over into a side control. And from here, he does his side control escape, and reverse triangle. Oh, yeah, that's what good. Again, 3 months of triangles, your neck is tired. Okay, so one more time from this side, just so that you can see the other side.
It works from butterfly too, right?
Yeah, it works from butterfly too. Because of the chain, we're doing it from here. So, next situation, okay? Again, I get an underhook. This arm, I pull in, clamp. Nice and tight on my body. This arm gets an underhook. Foot on his knee, the same foot as the arm I'm holding. Push. Yep. Okay. And one more time, just because I want to show something he's doing that I was referring to earlier. Marcus, do exactly like you did before. Okay?
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. Because no, you did something really good in side control injury. Yeah. So okay, I do my push sweep. Yeah, and stop. That's what I mean. He did not wait for me to get a solid side control. He saw he was getting sweeped, so he immediately started his side control escape. And that's something I think, that's why I like this dynamic. That's why I like to show techniques like this, because it gives you these holes you can work on. Like I said, there comes a point in a sweep when you know you're getting sweeped. There's no way out. And instead of fighting tooth and nail to not get sweeped, he just went ahead and said, okay, I'm going to get sweeped, so I'm just immediately going to do my side control escape when he doesn't have the side control fully locked. which makes it quicker for him and harder for me. His escape gets easier, and I'm in a weaker position than I was, and I can defend the choke he's about to do even less. So that's why I like this kind of chaining things one on top of the other. So, okay, that's with so now we've got the reverse triangle, the side control escape to reverse triangle, the push sweep to side to control escape to reverse triangle. Now we're taking everything a step back again, and how are we getting to our push sweep, which kind of starts the whole chain again. That's next.
Oh, that was tighter than I wanted, sorry.
The good side, our triangle chokes are getting really good. Okay, so last part we're going to hang on to this chain of events today. Again, the idea of him being able to actively go into his butterfly escape, okay? Or butterfly, into his push sweep. Been training too long today. Okay? So from here, we're going to assume he hasn't broken my posture yet, okay? So, this is when I don't have broken posture, the way I like to take things. A lot of people like to go in with their palms. That's not bad. Personally, I don't like two things about this. One, it's not as bad for him. This is kind of it's not uncomfortable. And also, my elbows already flare out a little bit, and I have a little bit of a bend. So if he just takes his hands on my elbows and pop, yeah, exactly. So my elbows are already outside. He can bend my elbows. I don't want to say easily, but easier than in other situations where you could do this. The way I prefer to do this kind of escape, I don't take my my palms. I take my fists, and I kind of grind these knuckles into his hips. Yeah, that's the first thing you can see. This isn't comfortable for him. This also gives me a little bit of extra power. So I've got about 5 centimeters longer on my arms now, which means I can pin him even more to the ground. And also, my elbows are inside now, which he could still use his hands to get my arms out, but it's a lot harder now. He has a lot more to work against. It's not as easy for him anymore. Yeah. And again, he has my knuckles grinding into his hips now, so it's also just not pleasant to be trying to do that sit-up to get to my arms. Yeah. So, from here, as you've probably seen me do before, knee into his tailbone. You don't want his butt on your knee. Okay, now he can move. Now I'm not getting this open. Okay, you want to pin his hips to the floor and basically lock him in place with the knee so that he can't go back. And from here, I just extend this leg, and that opens his feet. From here, he's going to actively sit up. Exactly, and immediately start going into his sweep. And then I'm going to actively go for this elbow and lock in my escape. Okay, so, and that's a general way I like to show things when we're training. I sometimes call it layering technique, and as he can attest to, when we're training, I don't like to teach one of those in isolation. We will start with the reverse triangle, and we will do that until everyone feels comfortable. Then we add like the side control escape, And then we do the whole chain after that. So side control escape into reverse triangle, he chokes with a triangle. And then we do that until the people get comfortable, and then we take it a step back again. Again, now we do the push sweep into the side control escape, into the reverse triangle. And everyone's practicing everything, and there's a lot of repetition. You get to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's not a matter of trying to learn the chain, it's more the ability to practice a sweep, an escape, a choke, all on the same day, and to get the most out of your training in the 1.5 hour that you normally have for training, or 2 hours as our class generally tends to run in the mornings. So anyway, that's a sample of how we do the reverse triangle from bottom position. Next week, reverse triangle from top position. That actually kind of looks pretty cool too. So that will be a theme you're going to notice from bottom position moving on. Bottom position will focus a lot on sweeps and escapes. The top position is going to focus a lot more on passes and pins. You'll have some escapes from bottom position, but it's going to be a lot more about getting past the guard and then locking in a pin of some sort. And that's next week. So, see you then.